Future, who definitely is a big dog in the game, he had the number one album in the country last week with The Real Me, but after just 1 week, he's dropped all the way down to 7, and he's also dropped below Drake's Iceman, so he won't have the number one rap album in the country for his second week. It'll actually go back to Drake. So Drake pretty much, his run of, since his album dropped, only 1 week he'll not have the number one rap album because Future got it that week. Why do I say that? I say that because I want to show dominance. Okay? We're July 24th. Iceman came out May 15th. Okay? And from Iceman coming out on May 15th, it's almost 2.5 months since the album has came out. And not only is he still pushing 55K, right? He's still pushing 55K, I'll show you.
I'm not surprised at all, man. I mean, Drake and Future, have never been on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like, what separates Drake from Future is a multitude of things. Number one, Drake makes real music. What I mean by that is Drake talks about his real life in his music, whether it's about who he's beefing with, his relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, Future is like Future makes songs for the streets. He makes songs for the club, for the strip club. Like, Future is a turn-up artist. Now, Future does have some songs where he's talking about his real life and his relationships and shit like that. But for the most part, his music doesn't really have any meaning. You know what I'm saying? And, when you title your album The Real Me, it makes people think, okay, this might be Future's most personal album. When you actually listen to the album, it don't sound like that. Right? Like, a lot of people are saying that this is Future's worst album. I like the album. I think the album is solid. But I just don't think it's anything new from Future. I mean, besides the beat selection, he did rap on a couple beats that I haven't really heard Future rap on before. But other than that, bro, it wasn't nothing special that stood out for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not any songs on this Future album that's like, bona fide hit songs. And that's something that we usually get from Future, right? Like 2 years ago, when Future was teaming up with Metro to diss Drake, right? He was dropping hits then, right? Like that. That was a hit. That was basically a Drake diss. Kendrick was on that, right? They put out 2 albums, We Don't Trust You, We Still Don't Trust You. It was dissing Drake all through that album. That song had a bunch of good songs on there. But, Future also had no features on this album. You feel me? Drake had maybe 1 or 2 features. He had Future on Iceman, Molly Santana. That was about it. But everybody thought Drake's career was over. Drake came out, number one album, did over 400K first week, number one single on the Hot 100. And I think Future thought that I don't think he could sell as much as Drake, but I definitely think Future's album, I think he thought his album was going to do better than what it actually did. But, bro, it's levels to this shit, bro. Future is not on the same level as Drake. He's not on the same level as Kendrick. He's not on the same level as J. Cole. Those are A-tier rappers. Future, to me, is like a B-tier rapper. There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
Even Future's album, on his second week, compared to Drake over his 10th week, Drake is still outselling the guy on the second week. And Future is a big dog. He's one of those. So I do want to kind of highlight for the people who are interested in numbers and staying power, because I think, even though I'm going to keep mentioning with J. Cole, I think J. Cole could do us all a favor and just retire. But when J. Cole dropped his album, that shit was basically on a milk carton after the first week. All right, it came and went. We all know. It came and went. But there was a real conversation about hip hop not sticking, pause, and just not being able to be on the charts for a good amount of period. And I've told y'all this. This is not necessarily a Drake thing. This is me actually telling y'all what I think is missing.
Yo, Ak, why are you violating J. Cole like that, bro? I think The Fall Off was a solid album. Like, am I still listening to it? No. But I definitely was playing The Fall Off, I would say, even a month after it came out. I think The Fall Off was a good body of work. I just think that J. Cole, because he backed out of the beef with, Kendrick, I just think J. Cole's credibility as an MC is just never going to be the same, right? It's kind of like when we found out that Drake had a ghostwriter, right? Like, you're always going to look at Drake differently knowing that he's had a ghostwriter literally write his verses, not just his hooks, but his actual raps and bars, right? So with J. Cole, it's like, when you claim that you're the best and you say that you're the hip hop's Muhammad Ali, and then you drop a diss song and then you tuck your tail and say, "Oh no, Kendrick, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Please don't respond because I don't." You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you like a pussy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Future, it's like, for Future to be a part of that Kendrick diss song and that Metro album where it was a whole campaign just slandering Drake, right? For him to be a part of that, and then 2 years later, you're on Iceman, right? Like I'm still shocked that Drake even reached out to Future to put him on Iceman. But I am happy that they're back working together because Drake and Future make really, really good music together. I hope that we get a What a Time to Be Alive Part 2. Either the end of this year or next year. I definitely want to hear that. But, for Future to come out with his album and there's no features and it's just him, right? I just think that we expected more. Like, we found out that NBA Youngboy was supposed to be on the album. That's why NBA Youngboy dissed Future, because he wasn't on the album, right? I think a lot of us were expecting Drake to be on the album, So I think Future has realized that if he's not going to put some big name features on his albums, it is definitely going to hurt the sales, right? Like, I think Future did over 100K first week, which is not bad at all because people don't listen to music like that no more. Streaming, streams are down for everybody as far as hip hop and rap. So, that's not bad, but, I definitely think Future's next album is going to be star-studded, right? But is Future going to continue working with Kendrick? That's what I want to know, right? Are we ever going to see Drake on a Metro Boomin beat again? Right? Like, that's the real thing. Because, like, Future is kind of playing both sides right now, bro. Like, you're cool with The Weeknd and OVO and them boys, right? You're cool with Kendrick and you're cool with Drake. And it's like, that's kind of like a conflict of interest. Like, could we see a scenario where Future puts Drake on one song and then Kendrick on another song, right? And then The Weeknd on another song. So, as long as Future is putting big name features on his albums, I think he'll be fine, bro. I don't think Future's falling off anytime soon. I think a lot of people are trying to run with that narrative that this new Future album sucked and Future fell off, and I disagree, man. Like, I think this is a typical Future album, bro. I liked it. Do I think it could have been better? Yes. Do I think there could have been some hit songs? Yeah. But, I mean, whenever you compare Future to Drake, bro, Drake is always going to win. That's how it's always been. I don't think there's any point in time in rap history where, Future outsold Drake. That's just not going to happen.
I do marketing. I think I'm the best marketer out there, right? They give me the credit when the biggest albums sell good, and when niggas flopping or they fall off, they blame me for talking bad about them. So I really do think I'm the biggest marketer out there. The thing that Drake's album did that nobody else is doing, and I'm only giving out the secret sauce that other people could get out of this mindset that, oh, shit's not sticking. What Drake did is Drake did storytelling. And that's what everybody else ain't doing. If you just drop a body of art, yeah, it might have some hits, it might have a song here or there, but there's no storyline. There's not storyline from what you've been through in the last 18 months. Like, here's the thing. Future drops an album called The Real Me, and I don't even know kind of what it even means. Like, Future doesn't do interviews. He cut his hair. We don't know what it means. There's kind of like nothing. There's nothing of substance there. There's nothing that...
Bruh, Future didn't even address why he dissed Drake in the first place, bruh. He didn't even address... Bro, if you're going to name an album The Real Me, bruh, you should have addressed why you decided to team up with Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, Kendrick, ASAP. Why did you team up with these niggas to diss Drake? What happened? Did Drake smash your girl? Did Drake not give you a feature? What was it? And then why did you decide to go back? Why did you decide to go back and get on Iceman, bro? These are questions that we want to know. You feel me? So it's like, plus, like, Future didn't do no interviews leading up to the album. He didn't do no interviews. There's no features, right? It's just like, the rollout for this Future album was horrible. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When Future's album came out, it felt like it didn't even really come out for real, because there was no build up to this. I didn't see no commercials for this album. None of that, bruh. Like, and it's like, there's only certain artists that can do that, bruh. And I hate to say this, but if you're not Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, you cannot do that, bro. Maybe Taylor Swift can do that, right? Justin Bieber can do that. But if you're Future, bruh, it's like, bro, like, people got a lot of questions for you, bro, because it's like you kind of looking, it's just like I said, it's looking like you playing both sides, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely hurted the promotion of this album, you know, and it's like the title just doesn't sound like what the album really is. You call the album The Real Me, like you cut your dreads off, you're looking directly in the camera on some weird shit. You look like you're going through a midlife crisis. You got the ramen noodles in your head, bro. And it's like, this album to me was just all over the place, bro. Like, there was some songs in this album where it's like Future tried to make like some club, like punk type music. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's like he tried to make some pop, like dance club type music on this shit. And it wasn't bad. I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was different. You know, I actually liked hearing Future switch up his style. Like, I like when an artist steps outside of the box and switches it up, right? Because we're used to Future talking about a bunch of drugs that he doesn't even take, talking about, you know, his baby mamas. The man got like 20 different baby mamas, including Sierra. We're used to hearing Future talk about, you know, dogging bitches out, you know? So I was expecting him to like really talk about some real personal shit on this album, and he didn't. He didn't do that. So, like I said, the album was cool. It's definitely not one of the best albums to come out this year. I still think Iceman is definitely album of the year. And I just think that going forward, man, I think Future should promote his albums better, bro. Do interviews, do some features. You know, Future's in his 40s, bro. Like, Future still makes music like he's a 20-year-old. Like, when is Future gonna show some maturity in his music? That's what I like about artists like Drake and Cole and Big Sean and, you know, even the Jay-Z. As much criticism as I give Jay-Z, I appreciate the artists that actually show growth and maturity in their music, bro. And Future is not one of the artists that does that, bro. Like, Future, it's like Future is stuck in like a 20-year-old time capsule where his mind is just stuck on when he was in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing. I think that's why he's been relevant so long. But, you know, as time goes on, man, like, people are going to say this shit is gay. I'm already hearing people say Future keeps making the same albums, kind of like 21 Savage. So, you know, but I don't know, man. Future's been at the top for a long time. If he was to really switch up his style, it could make him fall off. So, you know, I see why he keeps making the same shit.